Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal Discussion. Good to see you.
Hey, good to be here.
Yeah, are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It doesn't involve alligators.
No alligators?
No.
Well, I don't think so anyway. Anyway, here we go.
Next time.
My father recently passed away. He and Mom had a trust, but the last car they bought was in their name and not the trust. What do I need to do? I'm the new trustee and the heir of the trust.
Okay, good question.
Yep.
What do you say?
Well, unfortunately, that vehicle is going to have to go through probate.
Oh.
Because there wasn't any other designations made. It needed, if the trust is going to be effective, if a trust is going to work to pass ownership of property without going through probate, the trust has to own it. And so it's like I've described before, the trust is kind of like a bucket. It's got control, it has effect, it works for whatever's inside of it. But if you don't put it inside it, then it doesn't work. And so we go back to the default, which is it goes through probate. And if there was a trust, hopefully it wasn't just a trust. Hopefully we had a complete estate planning package, which is going to include also a pour-over will. So in pour-over wills like I draft for my trust clients, that pour-over will is going to direct a probate court to put that car into the trust.
Okay.
So it doesn't, even that scenario doesn't completely avoid probate, but it makes it a lot simpler because the judge doesn't have to wonder what to do with it. Other people can't come in and say, well, we think it ought to go this way. It won't go to one person. It won't go to an heir. It'll go into the trust and be distributed per the terms of the trust, which is what the people that made the trust wanted in the first place.
Yeah, a couple of questions here. The whole TOD thing would have solved all of this, transfer on death?
Yeah, that's right. There's a couple of different ways we do estate planning for people depending on their circumstances and what works best for them. The trust is kind of the easiest way to get it done. It's kind of the complete package. But for some people, they don't need to go to all the trouble of a trust, so we have a different package. It's just a basic estate planning package that includes a simple will and instructions on how to do TOD and POD and things like that.
Now, if there is money owed on the car, all right, someone has to pay that bill, don't they?
That's right, yeah.
It's not a free car all of a sudden.
Now, then that is decided by probate. If you get the car, you get the bill, yes?
That's right. Because the car represents, in most cases, the security on the loan that was used to purchase the car, that means that either the loan gets paid or the car gets taken and sold to satisfy the judgment. So that begs the question then, well, what happens if, it never happens, you're upside down in the car. It happens all the time. Well, what happens then, I mean, the heirs of the estate can pay off, can continue making payments, pay off the car, refinance the car. Sometimes it's a better solution. But if that doesn't happen, then the car gets repossessed, sold at auction. Let's say it doesn't bring as much as what's owed on the car. There's what's called a deficiency. And the lender can get a deficiency judgment against the estate. And so the estate then would have to pay that deficiency judgment because the car didn't bring enough money to satisfy the note.
Okay.
Of course, the estate has to have assets in it sufficient to pay that judgment.
Pay it off.
Or then it's just gone.
All right, one more question I have. If I'm not mistaken, Mom and Dad, the car was in their name. Dad passed away. Mom's still alive.
Well, that would be a different scenario.
Okay.
I think if we're dealing with the trust and all of that, then both Mom and Dad would have to be gone to even be in this situation.
Exactly. But if one does pass away and you go, oh, this is not in the name of the trust, could you go down and retitle that car and have Mom solve this while one parent is still...
Yeah, so if that was the case, so if Mom and Dad's name's on the car, they own it jointly, Dad passes away, and suddenly we realize, hey, when Mom passes away, we're going to have a problem, then at that point you could do a TOD designation to the trust, which would solve this problem.
Okay. Oh, man. Lots of moving parts to this one. Yeah.
Really? Well, okay. Then the best idea, again, in situations like this, find an attorney.
Yeah,
we are doing. Make sure you get out from under these things.
If you have a legal question for him, email Will Worsham at wworsham@color10.com. He'll answer your question on the show. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.